Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I invite you to receive these words of invocation. On this day of celebrated accomplishment, we are filled with gratitude, thankful that our diverse paths have been brought together, thankful for the friends that have journeyed with us, for the families that have supported us, for dedicated faculty and committed administration. As we step off this stage and into the play of life, may our knowledge be coupled with wisdom that we might impact the world for the better. May we be filled with continued wonder and compassion that we might enrich the lives of those around us. Enable us to explore and embrace so that the play of life might resonate with peace. In the gift of love we pray, amen. You may be seated.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, members of the board, fellows, faculty and staff, families and friends, and graduands, welcome to the celebration of convocation at the University of Guelph. I'd also like to extend a special welcome this morning to our honorary degree recipient, Charles Greco, who will be formally introduced to you in a moment. I'm Maureen Mancuso, the Provost and the Vice President Academic at the University, and I'm privileged to have the honor of opening this ceremony. And I would like to officially congratulate you, our graduands, on your momentous achievement. I hope you will join me in thanking the many people, family, friends, and mentors who have supported, encouraged, and assisted you in the pursuit of your studies. Today, we mark the end of one chapter of your lives and the beginning of a new one. You made it here today through years of effort and hard work. Now it's time to turn toward other goals and new challenges of increasing complexity and impact. Your journey of learning did not begin here at Guelph, nor does it end here today. If anything, it builds upon your experiences of the last few years to become more arduous, more enlightening, more productive, and more fulfilling. You came here to develop the possibilities and resources of your own minds. You came here to change your lives, to devote some time to learning essential skills and acquiring knowledge, to challenge yourselves and extend your capabilities. Here, in our community of scholars, you had the freedom to learn about the world and to learn about yourself. We hope you learned a great deal about how you fit into and affect the world. We hope you see your path more clearly and that you see how your contributions on that path can lead to a better world. We have tried to help you prepare by opening your eyes to ideas you might not have encountered, cultures of which you are unaware, perspectives that complement and sometimes contrast with your own. We have tried to help you to think critically, to reject simplistic answers to complex questions, and to refuse the empty satisfaction of half-truths and partial solutions. Ultimately, we have shared with you one fundamental lesson, there's always more to learn. It's now up to you to start applying that lesson and those skills. We send you forth as representatives of the University of Guelph. We know you will make us proud, and we hope you're proud to wear the Guelph name. As you probably noticed, even when you were first applying to universities, we eagerly call attention to the exploits of our graduates. Be one of those people whose accomplishments we trumpet. Be someone who makes a mark on the world, someone who demonstrates the power and the potential of higher education. Take this responsibility seriously, because to quote my favorite fake American president, the West Wing's Jed Bartlett, decisions are made by those who show up. So now I say to you graduates, flush with the pride and the powers of the finest education we know how to provide, show up. Show up in your own lives and live them critically, live them wisely. Show up in the lives of others, family, friends, and strangers, and make them better directly or indirectly, however you can. Show up in the world, not just as pictures on Facebook, but as someone who makes a difference, even if that difference is harder to discern and doesn't go viral on YouTube. Most especially, show up as active, aware, caring citizens of your country, your city, and your world. And this week, that includes voting in our provincial election. Wherever your future leads you, please don't forget that even though you may no longer be on campus, you are always a part of our community. Your association with Guelph, like your journey of learning, is lifelong. We hope you will feel welcome to return from time to time to share your accomplishments and experiences with your fellow alumni, your former professors, and the future students who will follow in your footsteps. And so once again, I bid you welcome. Enjoy this ceremony, take pride in what it represents, and remember all of those who have helped to make this day possible. I offer you my personal congratulations and every best wish.
Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my great honor to present to you J. Charles Greco for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Charles Greco is an icon in the Canadian hospitality community. His restaurant La Scala set a new standard for fine cuisine, fine dining, and hospitality in Toronto for more than 30 years. He has led the Ontario Hostelry Institute since 1977 and is managing director of the Canadian Hospitality Foundation, helping to raise millions of dollars for student awards and support under the aegis of those organizations. Mr. Greco opened La Scala in 1962, achieving both critical and financial success during its 35-year existence. When it came to quality of hospitality, service, and fine Italian cuisine, La Scala became the benchmark for fine dining restaurants in Canada. In the 1970s, Mr. Greco began his journey as an advocate for students attending hospitality and culinary programs, taking an active role in curriculum development and educational standard improvement. His passion for education extends beyond the classroom. He is recognized as a leading thinker on key issues facing the Canadian hospitality industry, and his advice is frequently sought by senior executives and policymakers. He participated in the 5-person provincial commission that led to the creation of Ontario's modern wine industry and the formation of the Vintners Quality Alliance. He is currently on the provincial committee developing a culinary tourism strategy for Ontario. Mr. Greco is widely recognized and celebrated as both a pioneer and champion of the Canadian hospitality industry. Today's culinary, hospitality and tourism landscape is greatly influenced by his innovation and perseverance to ensure a promising future for young Canadians who choose professional career paths in these fields of endeavor. In recognition of his many and ongoing contributions, I ask you, Mr. Chancellor, to confer upon Charles Greco the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations, Charles. Thank you. Dr. Charles Greco will now give the convocation address.
Chancellor David Mirvish, President and Vice Chancellor, Dean Julia Christensen, the directors and faculty who make all of this happen, the graduates of the College of Business and Economics and the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences, the School of Hospitality, Food and Tourism, family members and guests. I'm particularly honored to be here to share this day with you. I am sincerely honored and humbled to have been recommended by the Senate of this institution to be awarded an honorary doctorate of laws, honoris causa, and to share with you a few thoughts on this commencement day, a day I am told that should empower you, the graduate, to go forward on the career pathway you have chosen, filled with confidence and determination. This is a graduation day, your commencement day. You have worked diligently, you have achieved your goal, and you believe the world and appropriately chosen business pathways are yours for the asking. This past Sunday morning, in reading my favorite email newsletter, Brain Pickings, I was told that commencement address is the secular sermon of our time, a packet of timeless advice on life, dispensed by a podium-perched patronly shaman, of which I am not, to a congregation of eager young minds about to enter the real world. And of course, this past week, the New York Times indicated that a commencement address might require some poetry, some stand-up comedy, and a good deal of truth. I believe I'll stay with the latter. Although my admitted bias today and theme may be that of hospitality, please understand that it is about people and how you and I and our daily relationships to them can mean the difference between success and failure. Stop, take a deep breath, and reflect seriously on the words recently attributed to Colonel Chris Hadfield, our astronaut of national renown. If you view crossing the finish line as the measure of your life, you are setting yourself up for a personal disaster. Perhaps disaster is too strong a word. Perhaps surprise or disillusionment are better ones. You have arrived at a new starting point that comes with your accreditation today. Know that your real education is just beginning. Today you have been handed the key to start. I'm not here today telling you to make a world a better place. I don't think that you or world progress is necessarily part of your package. I'm just telling you to live in it, not just to endure it, not just to suffer it, not just to pass through it, but to live in it, to show up, to make that decision that you were reminded of earlier. To look at it, to try to see the whole picture, to live a little recklessly, to take chances, and expect failures? No, embrace them. And yes, you may from time to time make glorious, amazing mistakes, the best kind, by the way, but learn from them and don't repeat them, and do everything you can to make others feel good and well served. To make your life's work hospitality and take pride in it. Seize the moment and remember you have chosen to embark on this career track and are now part of our world, my world, of hospitality, with all of its many manifestations, options, and self-satisfying pathways. Certainly, the hospitality industry has its challenges, and always will have. Questions of asset management, revenue management, RevPAR, theories of demand pricing, and yes, whether we should have tipping or not, and more, will all remain. But at its very core remains an age-old fundamental that the art of hospitality is not simply the science of business theories and practices or service. The art involved with hospitality is the understanding that at the end of the consumer's experience, and your role in that experience, is an intangible that can be equated to the intangible but difficult to define sense of feeling good, extreme satisfaction. I, we, they, you were well served. While service may be generally defined as the technical delivery of a product or an experience, and never forget service is a part of your hospitality career. Enlightened hospitality, or how that delivery of that product or service or experience makes its recipient feel, is the crucial aspect of its success. New York City's iconic Danny Meyer must be given full credit for best defining what this practice entails. You would be well served to embrace the concept and apply it to any and all hospitality paths or other career paths you may choose and have gained accreditation to follow. It has been argued that hospitality is the distinguishing factor of success in our ever-evolving, multifaceted industry. In our information age, most competitors know well how to offer similar products, even better ones, memorable tastes, experiences that exceed expectations. But overlay the heightened culture of hospitality and the memorable experiences created for your properties, for your enterprises, for your customers, and your clients, and it will ensure that you will stand out. It is your competitive edge. As you have chosen a career management track, we have a responsibility that goes beyond training for skills. It involves the nurturing of this culture, a culture of enlightened hospitality and an attitude that dispels the idea of servitude. I was reminded recently, on the occasion of the passing of our cultural icon, Maya Angelou, of what is perhaps the best definition of hospitality. It was found amongst her many memorable writings. People will forget what you said before you forget what you did, but will never forget how you made them feel. It bears repeating. People will forget what you said before you forget what you did, but will never forget how you made them feel. Please don't ever forget that. They won't. Smart hiring seeks an attitude first and skills second. Smart management understands that with the right attitude and a commitment to mentoring, persistent and consistent training and learning, that enlightened hospitality can be achieved and accrues to the exceptional results in every sector of our industry. I cannot stress enough that the answer to a lot of your coming challenges is often found in someone else's face and in the sound of their voices. Try putting down your smartphones and your iPads. Stop twittering and texting every once in a while. Look at people's faces and listen to what is being said. The answers and the solutions to those challenges are there for you to see and to hear. Don't work for fools. It's not worth it. Getting paid less for work with people you admire, believe in, even envy, and who are committed to and who walk the talk of excellence are much better for you to be with and for your careers in the long road of hospitality. Imagine the immensities of what lies ahead. Don't compromise. Don't waste time. Start now. Not 5 or 10 years from now, not 2 weeks from now, now. And do keep in mind, as a sage in our industry once said, the soup of civilized life is a nourishing stew, but it doesn't keep bubbling on its own. Put something back in the pot as you leave today for those in line behind you. Give back. Give back to your families, give back to your institutions, give back. Never forget that. True success takes time and experience. Patience and being with the right people, the right organizations, and the right mentors are critical to your next learning pathway. Hospitality is not a job. It is a vocation. You have chosen the best career there is. No day is ever the same. No guest is ever the same. Each day be prepared to wait for a new story to unfold. How much more fun and challenging is that? I will leave you today with but one thought that has served me well and many others too. It is this: in a business ruled by a passion for people and hospitality, keep in mind that success in this industry and in any of its related paths you choose and that may be offered, that this is a careful journey, not a destination. Thank you, good luck. You won't be disappointed. I haven't been. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Greco, for those wise and insightful words. Well, the moment has now arrived. Will members of the graduating class please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will members of the graduating class please be seated?
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Business and Economics that she may be admitted to the degree Master of Science. Fang Shu Shu. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Business and Economics, that she may be granted a graduate diploma, Kuwin Chen. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Business and Economics, that she may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Sonia Zawatakowski, with distinction. Guests, we certainly appreciate your enthusiasm for those who may cross the stage, and please do feel free to make any kind of auditory noise to indicate your enthusiasm. But I'm about to run through several names, so perhaps we'll hold our applause till the end of the next group of graduands. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Business and Economics, that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Commerce Honors Program. Christopher Frank Enia. Eric Shiazin. Connor James Denver. Michael Denver. Rachel Louise Dunn. Eric Fry. Devin Michael Greenan. Robert Daniel Johnson. Drew Philip Krell. Shang Li. Amanda Lynn McDougall, with distinction. Parker Andre Payette. Brandon Andre McBurney. Julie Ann Pocock, with distinction. Emily Allison Prang. Jeremiah Louise Ray. Paul Sikora. Andrew Keith Tench. Stefano Andre Tuafilo. David Hugh Tran. Shannon Mary Wilson. Yanquin Zhou. Please join me in congratulating all of these graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the School of Hospitality, Food, and Tourism Management, that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honors Program. Megan Elizabeth Andrews. Dayang Suhali. Luce Borkekink. Carmen Yuek Po-chan. Kimberly Ann Condon. Rebecca Crane with distinction. Yuki Aoka. Liam James Paul Farrell. Ashley Ferreira. Ryan Alexander Stephen Fish. Apolline Gagnard. Amy Grattan. Felipe Haito. Kiera Dawn Kalaska with distinction. Peter Krebs. Kiki Lai. Mieke Levis. Caitlin Shannon Lundy. Narissa Lin Yu Mack with distinction. Elena Mirolyoba. Rory Joseph O'Callahan.
Yeah, Rory.
Emily Ann Pritchard with distinction. Yeah. Kai Raphael with distinction. Stephanie Lynn Redmond. Julie Ann Castuk Ridlington. Carolyn Marie Sanders. Anna Maria Savala. Jessica Lynn Scheidel. Brody Michael Slacer. Hillary Ann Steinberg. Alexis Marie Sweetnam. Taylor Jex II. Brittany Tolton. Hildegard van Niekerk, with distinction. Cajun Wan. Fanye Wei, with distinction. Katarina Felicia Diane Weltner. Muhan Monica Wu. Yai Ting Yang. Gina Yip. Billy Yim. Congratulations to the graduates from the School of Hospitality, Food, and Tourism Management.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences, that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science Honors Program. Kelly Ann Carter. Brenna Marie Patricia Hodson. Kristen Jean Mercer, with distinction. Tarina Christine Monitz, with distinction. Astina Lokten Mui, with distinction. Laura Danielle Ricci. Stephanie Savoy, with distinction. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences, that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Camille Amrita Bellaram. Kimberly Ellen Brine, with distinction. Jacqueline Nicole Craig, with distinction. David Gary Forrestal. Noel Garapi. Kendall Gowland. Kayla Gray, with distinction. Scott Hustins.
Robert William Hugh Kipligan.
Robert William Hugh Kivlichin, with distinction.
Can we add Brian before? Brian?
Yes.
Brian Hong Kwan.
Brian Han Kwan Lee. Michael David Long, with distinction. Taylor Ann Matchett. Ronald Osborne Mackenzie Lafergie, with distinction. Scott Daniel Michnick, with distinction. Jessica Myers. Sarah Elizabeth Newcomb Agno, with distinction. Emma Ann Chmielewski, with distinction. Alexandra Marguerite Sirois. Kristen Helen Skinner. Francis Joel Tersini. Stephanie Caitlin Summerson. Amy Elizabeth Vandenberg. Candace Viveros, with distinction. Rachel Rianne Risen, with distinction. Tila Marie Warris. Brianna Wills. Stephanie Victoria Wood. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Sciences that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts General Program. Rupanjit Singh Bal. Michael Bernalak. Jonathan Andrew Daw. Tyler Brock Galley. Robert Mercer. Tracy Nicole. Christopher Joseph Palea. Keith Reinhardt. Simran Sood. Kardake Vade. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Social and Applied Human Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Jenna Marie Cripps with distinction. Lindsay Aaron Gray Davis with distinction. Would you please join me in applauding the graduates?
Can I ask you to put your hands together one more time for the deans and the director who did a great job with all the names? Mr. Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program, but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
Mr. Chancellor, perhaps you'll forgive me for a moment if I just Snapchat the graduates. OMG, they made it. Well, at least that's what you think. You've crossed the stage, you've got your piece of parchment, the paper that supposedly proves it, and you're good to go. You are now graduates of the University of Guelph. Congratulations. But as you stride away from here, what do you think you actually carry with you, other than your piece of paper? What does it really mean to be a Guelph Griffin? Well, I hope that you take away a great deal of knowledge, not the precise information that you've learned in all your classes, although many of those things I hope will be important at some stage. I'm sorry to say that most of them will have probably already evaporated from your minds. What I hope is that you're going to walk away from here having learned to be a critical, aware, and caring citizen, an individual who can actually use information to generate knowledge and wisdom, and above all, to care about this planet and the people around you. I trust that you are a person who knows how to do things, a person who wants to change lives and improve life, especially of others. So as parting advice, I'd like you to consider the Griffin Code. I want you to think about the things that will help you make a difference in your own lives and in the lives of others. And to do that, I have a mantra to suggest to you, a list of words starting with the letter L that might help. Both define you as individuals and perhaps help you on those days when you feel less confident, because I assure you that no matter who you are, how successful you appear to be, there are always days or moments when doubt creeps in, times when you wonder whether it really is worth it. So here are 7 L's to live your life by. The number 1 is live. Live your life to the fullest, every single moment of it. Push yourself to do something new and different. And try everything at least once. You'll never know whether you like it or not unless you actually try it. And in trying it, you might just have fun, or at least have a funny story to tell people about the stupid thing that you did. So number one, live. The second is laugh. Laugh at yourself and at others. Nothing should ever be too serious not to find something to laugh about. When I first started to work in the refugee camps in Kenya, I was really puzzled. Despite the fact that I was meeting people who had absolutely nothing, and in many cases was looking into the faces of those people which was really a facade for deep and unimaginable sadness and tragedy that had happened in their lives, these people laugh. Why would they do that? And then I realized they laugh in the face of adversity to chase away the gloom and defy despair. They laugh to make their lives and the lives of other people better. So live, laugh, and the third is learn. Never stop learning. Only by being alert to the changing world around you, by being flexible and alive to possibilities, will you be able to learn about a situation and then live a life that is filled with possibilities, change, and hope. So live, laugh, learn, listen. Only by truly listening to others will you understand what is going on in the world. But don't just listen to them, listen to your own heart. Deep down, all of us have a voice, a moral compass, a sense of what is right or wrong, what makes us happy or sad. Listen to that heart and work tirelessly to hear its beatings and its rhythm, and the pulse of others to know how to act with courage and commitment. So live, laugh, learn, listen, leave. Know when it is time to go. Know when it is time to move on and leave others to take up the cudgels of your work. Have confidence that the footprints you will leave behind will make a difference, because if you've done your job well, those prints will be an indelible mark on the lives of others. And the shifting sands of time will not wash them away, but create a permanent memento of what you have done, what you have achieved through the lives of others. So live, laugh, learn, listen, leave. And the sixth is something that has to happen to you. Luck. All of us require that special bit of magic to see and seize the opportunities. So be on the lookout for them. They happen all the time, and they so often come from the work that you do. William Jefferson once wrote, "Opportunities," which I think is his word for luck, "usually come dressed in overalls." In other words, it was his way of saying, you better put some effort into making your own life successful, because that's what will generate luck. Live, laugh, learn, listen, leave, luck. And I'm going to leave the seventh to a demonstration. I want to ask all of the graduates to stand up and turn round and applaud those people who have, for the last many years, been showing that towards you. Please be seated. They illustrated beautifully not only the seventh L, but they illustrated the fact that they have supported you all through the time. Did you see how many of them started to go? So now you're a fully fledged Griffin. Go out and take on the world. For we really need you. In a world that is riven by injustice, that is challenged by dogma, prejudice, and disadvantage, our only hope is you. Do something. I don't care whether it is taking on some of the major leadership challenges that this world faces, or whether it's deciding to do something that is probably more powerful, and that is to make a decision now, today, to improve at least one other person's life every day of your life from here on in. And how do you do that? Very simply by smiling at them. It is a human trait. We are the only animals that do it. If you smile at somebody, no matter how miserable or upset or angry or fed up or depressed they are, if you keep smiling, they cannot help but smile back. And in doing so, you change your own lives and theirs. But find ways to include people of all ages and stages, all genders and races, in everything that we do to make this a better planet. So take that parchment. Take the values and ideals that you've learned here. Take your friendships that I know you have established here that will last a lifetime. And armed with your Griffin code, get out of here. Those of us that are left behind will be watching you with enormous pride. I celebrate and salute your successes, and I wish you every success in the future. Thank you. Following convocation, the deans and the director have arranged for a reception in the atrium of the Science Complex. I hope you'll all take the opportunity to attend. Please take lots of pictures. They are the mementos that you will bring back year after year to remember what this day was like. In fact, many of you will pull them out when you come to Alumni Weekend, which this year will happen in about 2 weeks' time, when we have 60-year celebrants of graduating. They graduated 60 years ago, can you imagine that? And they will come with their pictures and talk about the things that they did and laugh about what they looked like as they went through convocation and the fact that they haven't changed a bit since that time. So take lots of pictures. Please, would you make sure at some stage that you return your gowns, either to the tent here or in the Science Complex atrium. We're actually doing 20 of these degree ceremonies this week, and that means that there is a whole horde of people waiting outside at the back here to come in. So I would strongly advise you, in case you wish to avoid being crushed by the tsunami of people, to exit by these two doors on the side as soon as the procession has left the hall, and then you will be able to live to fight another day. Thank you.
Convocation is dismissed.